What are the top 10 biggest rookie mistakes you can make when you're coming to Belize? If you're watching this video, you are planning a trip right now, and I'm going to break down my top 10 biggest mistakes so you can avoid those pitfalls and your trip to Belize is magical like it should be. Starting with number one, expecting an all-inclusive vibe. Guys, Belize is not an all-inclusive country. If your last trip was to Cancun or somewhere in Mexico and you're thinking, oh, Belize is just south of there, let me find the best all-inclusive hotel, book that, and me and the fam will stay in the hotel the whole trip. We'll go to the bar, we'll go to the restaurant, back to the bar. That's not what Belize is, guys. Belize is the type of place where you're gonna wanna get out into the streets, you're gonna wanna walk around, you're gonna wanna immerse yourself in the marine life, the jungle, wildlife, everything the country has to offer. So forget all-inclusive, delete those words out of your mind. We're not that, we'll never be that, and that's number one. Don't expect all-inclusive. Number two, when you get out here, you're probably gonna be using this thing because the reality is you can't really go anywhere without one of these. I personally recommend minimizing it unless you're just snapping photos for memories. But one mistake I see a lot of people make is not getting their SIM card when they get out here. There's a couple ways you can do it. One, there's certain sites you can go online and just get your SIM. But for the best price, typically what I recommend doing, pop into Digicel or Smart, tell them you're gonna be here for however long your trip is. They can do a SIM for you. They'll do a little eSIM, they'll get it in your phone and you're set for the trip. Just so you have an idea of the price. For 30 days for 25 gigs, it's around 70 Belize. The Belize dollar is 2 to 1 to the US dollar. So that would be about 35 US for your 30 days and you're good to go. 25 gigs, I mean, unless you're watching Netflix on the beach, which I won't judge you if you do. Like maybe you might wanna throw a new, Ryan Gosling movie on. I don't know. If you do it. That's number two. All right, number three, let's talk food, guys. This is an important one. If you're a foodie like me, you wanna make sure that every meal you're eating is a culinary experience, and it should be. Now, number one, we don't have American franchise fast food restaurants. There is Sbarro Pizza in Belize City, but now I'm saying that's not even what you wanna be doing when you get out here. You wanna be going and enjoying the local cuisine. Make sure that you're out there doing that, guys. Don't fall into the pitfall of, I'm only gonna go to this upscale restaurant because I don't wanna get sick. For the most part, I'm not gonna give a guarantee on this because anywhere in the world, you might go to a street vendor and get sick. But overall, it's very much clean, good, solid, quality, healthy food out here. And make sure you try places like Neary's Tacos. Make sure you try places like John Harvey over here, Robin's Kitchen, just outside of Mahogany Bay. Literally, John Harvey will sell his chicken out, so you gotta get there early. But hit those local spots and enjoy that. Number four, to piggyback on the food front here, make sure when you go to the grocery store, if you're buying imported goods or really any goods, check the expiration date. I can't stress this enough, guys. Like, we're not in American, Canadian, European grocery stores here. Like, things expire and they might just be on the shelf and you might just buy it. The other day, what did we buy? I can't remember. Someone bought something that expired in like 2022. I was like, yo, you didn't check the expiration date on this? Please, sir. Expiration date always. So when you are buying, make sure you're checking the expiration date. Outside of that, buy local goods. It's better for you, it's healthier. Go out, catch your fish during the day. Go to the local fruit stands. You're gonna find some of the most affordable fruit and veggies that you could ever find. And that's kind of how to navigate the food. Obviously, try as much of the food as you can. Go out and enjoy. That's my advice, and that's number four. That brings me to number five, expecting Belize is cheap. Now, it's always compared to what? If I'm comparing Belize to LA or New York or one of these places, of course Belize is cheap. But if I'm comparing Belize to Thailand or somewhere like that, like, it's all relative, and Belize is not known to be a cheap destination. And in fact, it's one of the reasons why so many real estate investors love investing here, because when you do go to rent your place, it is gonna be more. On the flip side of that, if you own a place out here and you're renting it, the market is extremely strong. We haven't been flooded with inventory, and a lot of the inventory we did have has been bought up by baby boomers or people relocating out here or people moving around the country in Belize. So overall, it's a great place to own. And when you're traveling, just keep in mind that it might be a little pricier. Now, you can navigate this again. Some of my tips in the other chapters, like buying local food, buying groceries, hitting the fruit stands, like things like that, you'll save money. There's different hostels that you can stay at or more affordable hotels. So do your research on that. When you're going to places like Key Cocker, you have an abundance of options. In San Pedro, we have Drift Inn, we have Sandbar. So There's a lot of different ways to do it, guys, but overall, just expect to spend a little more than maybe other countries in Central America. Which brings me to number 6. Now, it's the end of the day. You had a beautiful day on the reef. You enjoyed, you swam with spotted eagle rays, you saw turtles, you had a great dinner. Now you're vibing out with your friends or your family and you say, let's go get a drink. Let's go out to the club tonight. You know, it's a beautiful day. Now let's have a beautiful night. Well, just bear in mind, we don't have a million clubs in the country here. We're not Miami, we're not Ibiza. We're more of a daytime style destination. Now there are some great clubs that you can go to. I'll speak to San Pedro right now when you're out here. Hit Sunset Lounge. It's a rooftop bar across from Tropic Air. They close at midnight though, so just know, like, get there around 10. They do bottle service. You can get a table, enjoy, or you can just go to the club, get your drinks, chill out. That's until 12. After 12, you can go to places like Allure. You can't forget about Maxie's, another great club. They've got the food and the nightlife. You might want to go to Boca del Rio and do a little bar hop. We have lots of palapa bars on the beach. Or maybe you're a daytime partier and you just want to hit Secret Beach during the day, hit the bars, do the bar hop, then chill out at night and get ready for the next day. But just know, we're not the biggest nightlife destination. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is bugs, because this is a rookie mistake that I see every trip that someone comes out here when we're in the rainy season or when the bugs are bad, because it does vary a lot. So the biggest advice I can give on the bug front is the bugs come out for the most part at dusk and at dawn. So if you're avoiding when the sun is coming up and when the sun is going down, you will really miss most of the mosquitoes. Now, there are sandflies, and just be aware if you're sitting on a beach, if you feel like a little bite, but you can't see a mosquito there, you're brushing it off and you sit there for 5 hours, you might walk away with sandfly bites. So just kind of keep it in mind. For me, it doesn't really bug me. And once you've been here for like a couple weeks, usually you just get used to it. And overall, most of the year, it's really not that bad, but just keep in mind that this is a natural destination with an abundance of wildlife. Bugs are a reality. Again, if you don't want bugs, go to LA, go to New York. You can deal with, you know, different problems over there, but just keep it in mind. That's one of the rookie mistakes. Number 8, now you've been in Belize for 29 days, 30 days, you're having the best time of your life, and no one told you that you need to get your passport stamped. After 30 days, go to the immigration office. They will stamp your passport. They'll ask you, why are you extending? Tell them, I love the beaches, or I met the love of my life on the beach, or I want to scuba dive and become a dive master, or I've been hanging out with Will Mitchell and his team and we're having a great time. Whatever it is, tell them the reason. They will stamp your passport. It's $200 Belize, so 100 US to extend that out. But if you don't do that, when you go to leave the country, there are gonna be some problems. They're gonna say, what were you doing here? You didn't stamp your passport. So make sure, guys, 30 days, go stamp your passport. Now let's talk more official stuff, guys. You love it out here. You've been out here. You wanna be out here. Now you wanna get a job out here. So this is a major pitfall. Now we did a full video on opening a business out here and potentially working out here. Typically the way it works, if you're wanting to do a job that a local Belizean could do, you are not gonna get a work permit for that, or you're gonna have a very hard time doing it. So one of the biggest pitfalls I see is people just get out here and they're like, oh, I'll just be a bartender over here at this bar. And it's like, it doesn't really work that way. You know, you can get involved in the local economy and there's so many ways to do it. And Belize is pro investment, pro, you know, getting people into the country, pro immigration, but you have to do it the right way. Check out the video we did after this on opening a business here, because that's typically the best way to do it. And I'll link that below. But other than that, don't expect that you can just go get a job and, you know, you can be here, you can start a business, and there's a lot of things you can do, but you can't just walk in and get a job. That brings me to number 10, my final one, which is about getting a bank account and getting property out here. Just know that it can be a little trickier to get a bank account in Belize. Also, getting a mortgage, it's not something where you can just walk into the bank and say, hey, do I qualify for this? I want to buy this house. There are changes again in that space as well that are going to make it easier. But for now, typically when we're helping clients buy property out here, we're finding creative ways to finance it, like seller financing. We're helping them navigate the system to the best of our ability. And there are so many ways we've learned how to do that. So guys, my email is up top. Top 10 rookie mistakes. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that subscribe button, lay a comment out there. Tell me a mistake that I missed if you can think of one. And other than that, we'll see you in the next video. You already know, guys, out here, not making any rookie mistakes. Veteran moves only in Belize soon.